You can go first.
My name's Isabel Mattia.
Yes.
I'm also a doula, and I'm here in support of 5609. We've heard about the urgency of this issue, especially in light of the abysmal racial disparities when it comes to maternal morbidity and mortality rates across the country, and Rhode Island is no exception. There's a documented, pervasive, and deadly trend of racial bias in labor and delivery rooms. And a huge reason for this is that Black women's voices aren't being listened to. Doulas are trained and certified care providers who are, our main focus is listening to the mother. I think one of the things that really differentiates us from the other people in the room is that our sole focus is on the well-being of the mother for the entire duration of for prenatal visits, the entire duration of labor and delivery, and postpartum care as well. And being in that room my practice generally starts in the client's home before they transfer to the hospital. So I'm there for a continuous time, focused only on one patient at a time. And so being with somebody for that amount of time and with that consistency, you get tuned into subtle changes. You learn how they communicate differently from other people. And a lot of times I've noticed that clients won't necessarily tell me something's wrong, but I can sort of tell because their demeanor's changed a little bit. And I think that that's a real benefit of continuous focused labor support with a 1-to-1 ratio. That's different from the other people that are in the room. The partners also, when there is a partner, there isn't always a partner. The partner has that kind of attention, but not the same kind of training and experience that the doula has, so that sort of makes us a unique person in that space. Something that I sort of wanted to talk about was the way that we are hired and paid typically is, well, first of all, I would say most doulas are found through word of mouth. And because in Rhode Island, just like most states in this country, our communities are highly segregated by race and income and other social and socioeconomic factors. That tends to mean that that white higher income doulas have easier access to white higher income clients, whereas lower income doulas are more connected to lower income clients, which further increases the racial disparity and the socioeconomic disparities. We typically are paid in a package rate as opposed to being paid hourly, because we don't want our clients focused on the clock and worrying that their birth is getting more expensive as it's going longer. I recently, I tend to somehow end up at a lot of like 48-hour labors, which is wonderful and exhausting, and means that I learned how to like do a nap standing up thing. But we don't get paid more for the longer labors. Many doulas accept sliding scale rates or work for free when they have a client that they want to serve, but they can't fully pay our full rate because that's just kind of the kind of people that doulas are. But being a doula means that you have to be on call, and we know that what's it called? Due dates are not, due dates are approximations, and that can be like a range from multiple weeks. So that means that it's difficult for us to have more than 2 or 3 clients in a month. And it's also really difficult to have another steady, structured job because we have to leave because we don't know exactly when the baby's coming, which makes it a pretty difficult thing to be financially sustainable if we're continuing to accept sliding scale or free births. So that creates a disparity also within the doulas. So that's something that I wanted to just point on, that this bill is going to address both the disparity of health care for the person giving birth, but also create more equitable wages for doulas across the state, which allows for a more diverse pool of doulas to, first of all, more doulas to be able to do this at all, and a more diverse pool of doulas. And we find that that doulas are have a huge impact on decreasing maternal mortality, morbidity, and complication rates, especially when those doulas are versed in the social and economic issues that the client is experiencing. So it's going to be really important for us to have a more diverse group of providers. And this bill, in making that reimbursement rate available, is going to broaden and diversify the pool of doula cares. So I think everything else on here has pretty much already been said, but I just hope that you'll consider this bill, which I believe is going to be both cost-saving and life-saving.